What's up guys, and welcome back to another Wynand Crypto video. I've got some massive news that's about to blow your mind. We're witnessing the biggest financial transformation in human history, and XRP is sitting right at the center of it all. The pieces are finally coming together in ways that most people haven't even realized yet. Make sure to watch this video complete until the end, because what I'm about to show you could change everything for XRP holders. Alright, let's dive straight into this, because what we're seeing unfold right now is absolutely incredible. The revolution I've been talking about for months is happening right now, and it's all centered around ISO 222. And guess what? XRP is the bridge that connects it all. Now, I know a lot of you have heard about ISO 222 before. I've been tracking this standard for ages, and honestly, it's about to unlock blockchain adoption in the banking sector like we've never seen before. Here's the thing. Banks are getting the green light on crypto and stablecoins, and this standard is literally forcing them to innovate or get left behind. ISO 222 is putting mandatory pressure on financial institutions to upgrade their entire infrastructure. Watch this adoption forecast. This is mind-blowing. The numbers are staggering. We're looking at 35% adoption by Q2 2025. That's about half of where we need to be. But by November 2025, we're talking 91% adoption rate. That's not just significant. That's a complete game changer. The timeline is everything here. From Q1 2024 to Q2 2025, we can see the momentum building. November 2025 is the target, and here's why the date matters so much. Stablecoin legislation is set to be finalized by the end of August, with the SEC and their crypto task force leading the charge. At the same time, the FSB is working with the G20, IMF, and the BIS to push through a global crypto harmonized framework by the end of 2025. These aren't coincidences. Everything is aligning perfectly. Now, let me show you something that will blow your mind. Check this out. This diagram shows XRP listed right alongside SWIFT under payment instructions. We're talking about the actual data infrastructure used to move money. Whether it's fiat or crypto, Ripple's documentation confirms that XRP-based payments use ISO 222 compliant instructions, ensuring complete interoperability with the SWIFT network. Look at this setup. You've got SWIFT and Ripple handling format transformation through Earthport at the center. XRP is bridging local fiat currencies with FX pricing, and with stablecoins becoming mainstream, the entire FX market is moving on-chain. XRP remains the crucial bridge connecting everything. But wait, there's more. October 2025 is when things get really interesting. Listen to this announcement from Christine Lagarde. This is huge.
I think that's coming. There are big transformations afoot in that field.
So how much progress are we going to see on a digital euro in 2025?
We have a cut-off date, which is October. So October 2025, my governing council has to decide whether we move forward or not. So that's an important date. My strong hope is that by then, the European Parliament has passed the legislation that will support the technological work, the policy work, the unified rule book that we are working on, so that we can launch.
Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, just announced that the ECB will decide on launching the digital euro by October this year. She said, and I quote, "By October 2025, my governing council has decided whether we move forward or not." The timing here is absolutely perfect. Here is what's fascinating. Lagarde mentioned this back in March, saying the digital euro is more relevant than ever. The preparation phase ends in October, but will only move forward once necessary legislation passes. Well, the EU has already passed MiCA, and I believe what the US is doing with stablecoin initiatives is accelerating global adoption. A digital euro launch in October would be absolutely insane, because it would accelerate everything else worldwide. By then, I expect the US to have fully embraced stablecoin initiatives, especially US-denominated and onshore stablecoins, which includes RLUSD and Ripple. This connects directly to what SWIFT has been telling us. Here is SWIFT 2025 Hackathon focus. Pay attention to this. SWIFT's 2025 Hackathon is focused on digital currencies, CBDCs, stablecoins, and beyond. They're emphasizing the urgent need to demonstrate benefits while ensuring interoperability, compliance, and efficient cross-currency flows. Now here's the kicker. Ripple joined the Digital Euro Association back in 2022. They're not just observers, they're actively testing the feasibility, benefits, and efficiencies of digital euro. Same thing with the Digital Pound Foundation. Remember that bridge diagram I showed you earlier? Fast, cost-effective, reliable, user-friendly transactions in 3 seconds with one fixed rate. Fully transparent, no risk, no volatility. This solves the cross-currency flow problems plaguing traditional payments today. Here is what David Schwartz said back in 2021. This is the blueprint.
XRP is an efficient bridge between two assets, including stablecoins and CBDCs. It's neutral, it's jurisdictionless, it's censorship resistant, it doesn't have any central counterparty that you need to trust, so it can be used as a sort of universal bridge. And blockchains are what provide that level playing field so that banks and regulators can live in a multi-asset future without having to deal with hundreds of different APIs, hundreds of different controllers or different rule sets. Thank you.
David Schwartz outlined it perfectly. XRP is an efficient bridge between two assets, including stablecoins and CBDCs. It's neutral, jurisdictionless, censorship resistant. It doesn't have any central counterparty you need to trust, so it can be used as a universal bridge. But he is not the only one saying this. Marcus Treacher explained this perfectly in 2023. Watch this.
Opportunity here with CBDCs running domestically and with a bridge asset, another cryptocurrency model, a bridge asset to connect those CBDCs together. The opportunity is to deliver liquidity on point, in the moment, in microseconds, from one part of the world to another. And the model that we focus on is using XRP, which is a very high velocity and very high volume digital asset. It's a free floating asset, unlike a CBDC or stablecoin. Use it as a bridge currency between these CBDCs. So you imagine a world in future where there are, let's say, 180 individual CBDCs per jurisdiction in the world. Making markets between those CBDCs is quite challenging unless you have a common single point, the bridge currency, which then enables connections to be made more efficiently and markets to be made between these individual currencies. So you put that together with both the bridge currency between those CBDCs and the overriding ledger connection between the blockchains that run those CBDCs, and you are kind of redefining how value is moved cross-border. It's a complete...
Marcus Treacher from Ripple explained the opportunity with CBDCs running domestically and a bridge asset to connect those CBDCs together is to deliver liquidity instantly, in microseconds, from one part of the world to another, using XRP as a very high velocity, high volume digital asset, a free floating asset unlike CBDCs or stablecoins, as a bridge currency between CBDCs. Swift is outlining this convergence of CBDCs, stablecoins, and tokenized assets. XRP can bridge anything of value, two assets, two tokenized things, anything with value attached. XRP is that efficient bridge connecting them all. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why, because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital you moved, another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100k to your account, you get 10k for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video. This is why every stablecoin launch, every CBDC launch reinforces XRP's use case. People said RLUSD would kill XRP. Absolutely wrong. It actually reinforces XRP's utility as the universal bridge. Let me show you something I posted recently that perfectly captures what's happening. On December 31st, I said, the revolution of the financial system is upon us, and it's happening with Ripple, XRP, and stablecoins. In one single month, we witnessed confirmation of 4 stablecoins set to launch on the XRP ledger. USDB, BBRL, EURLP, XSGD. This isn't even mentioning EURSV stablecoin from SocGen Forge or RLUSD. We're watching the $7.5 trillion per day Forex market move on-chain in a massive way, and XRP is leading the charge. These stablecoin launches are accelerating faster than ever before, and most people don't realize how important this really is. People only look at the surface level of stablecoins, but they unlock trillions in value. They enable cross-border payments, tokenization, institutional DeFi, and so much more. This is the first puzzle piece falling into place that will unlock tremendous utility and flood networks like XRPL with trillions in value. It won't happen overnight, but we're watching these moves happen faster than we've ever seen in crypto history. We haven't witnessed moves like this in such a short time frame ever before in this space. Now that this is becoming a reality, markets like the FX market, $7.5 trillion per day, are moving on-chain. It's happening around the XRP ledger because of the efficiencies XRP provides as the extremely efficient bridge currency between any two things of value. This is why I always emphasize that everything is moving on-chain. Central banks, fiat currencies, stablecoins, all being reinforced by the governments like the US. We're watching perfect alignment with the ISO 222 rolling out, banks being mandated to move on-chain, even the FDIC, OCC, and the Fed giving banks the green light aligns with the entire time frame. Everything is aligning perfectly, you guys, and I genuinely believe Ripple and XRP have been chosen. They're present at every single major meeting, conference, regulatory discussion, you name it, they're there. Are they the chosen ones? No, Hedera's there too. Stellar's there. There are a few players I have zero doubt about, and Ripple and XRP are definitely two of those players. Here is Ripple's UK Policy Summit. The UK's digital pound is also becoming reality, and Ripple hosted a UK Policy Summit discussing how the UK can solidify its position as a global leader in digital assets. With upcoming regulatory frameworks, there is huge opportunity to unlock growth from faster cross-border payments to tokenization of financial markets. What's incredible is that Ripple is at the center of everything happening around digital assets, stablecoins, and these massive markets like the UK, which is a giant in the FX space. They're always there. This isn't a coincidence. We are about to witness one of the biggest financial revolutions in history. Ripple and XRP will be a massive piece of that revolution, and I think this is much bigger than anyone truly realizes yet. Look, if you made it this far, you understand what we're dealing with. This isn't just another crypto trend. This is the complete transformation of global finance, and XRP is positioned perfectly for what's coming. Smash that like button if this opened your eyes to what's really happening. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of these massive moves, and drop your XRP thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about this timeline and whether you're as excited as I am about what's coming in 2025. Turn those notifications on because we're covering every major development as this revolution unfolds. There is more free content coming your way, and you can follow me on Twitter. Thanks for watching. Wynand Crypto out.